The day after man harness fire, he began cutting wood, and he still does. It's real heat. Heat produced with sweat. No flick of the switch where the warmth's gone as soon as the gas runs out. Its power source doesn't come through the wires and the walls of your house. It comes from muscle and axemanship. Skill, strength and sweat. Heat that's earned. And now you've cut your supply for winter, sit back and watch some of the world's best axemen do what they do best. Hello and welcome to the 2014 Stihl Timber Champs here in Kumeu, and I'm here with Philip Rupi, our commentator. Tell us about today, tell us about the international class field that we're going to see on display.
Yeah, it'll be a fantastic event to have today. The Kumeu Sports and the show has always had this top event, and for the last couple of years we've been able to give it an international flavour. Last year we had the Samoans, the Australians and the Kiwis. This year, Kiwis and the Australians, very parochial crowd, makes for a great day. And it's the best in the world. I mean, usually you'd only see this on the international TV coverage right now, right here in New Zealand, right here in Kumeu.
Some of the best axemen in the world here, as you say. Tell us about some of the people to look out for.
Well, firstly, we've brought the Australians here, and I guess we've got to talk about the Australians because Brad DeLosa not only won last year's Kumeu event, he is also the current Stihl Timber Sports World Champion. Knocked over our very own Jason Wynyard, in fact. But we've also got Lawrence O'Toole, so the Australians are looking very, very strong. But the New Zealanders, as a team, all of the team members are here this year, and all of them are competing individually. But as a team, they took out the Stihl Timber Sports World Championship for a nation last year. So this makes it the top individual and the top team. Plus, of course, we've got multiple world champion Jason Wynyard here as well.
You've also got a lot of locals and a lot of Kiwis that have travelled from various parts of New Zealand to be here to compete. A great chance for sort of local axemen to test themselves against the best in the world.
It is too, and of course this sport has been part of the New Zealand environment for over 100 years, and the thing that makes it up are the club guys, and it's great to have the good club guys. They've come all the way up here, they get a chance to face up with the best in the world and really bring this event not only just to A&P shows but to an international market and TV market for New Zealand. Great stuff.
So there you have it, some top-class axemen going to be here on display today. Stay tuned, it's going to be very, very exciting. And not just exciting, there's a bit of prize money up for grabs as well. $1,000 for first prize, $600 for second, and working all the way down to $70 for 10th, so a bit of beer money as well. And one man looking to take that top dollar will be New Zealand's very own Jason Wynyard, 15 times world champion. Let's hear from him now.
Yeah, no, it looks like the weather's turned it on for us today, and no, Kumeu show's always one I look forward to, and it's a bit difficult because it's your home event and you've got to make sure everything's sort of running smoothly, but no, great to be here, and we've got a great field of competitors here this year, so looking forward to the competition.
It's a great event here at Kumeu, and there's me and 3 other Australians, so 4 of us all together, and looking forward to a great day's competition.
You ousted our boy Jason Wynyard with that world title, so you've kind of come to enemy territory.
Yeah, come over, so I'd say you'll be after a little bit of revenge today, so it should be a really good day, you know. It was great to win the Timber Sports last year in Stuttgart, Germany, and take out the World Championships. Jason's predominantly dominated that series for the last sort of 5 or 6 years, so it was really good to get a victory over him.
You've brought a number of other Aussies with you. Tell us a bit about them.
Yeah, we've got Lawrence O'Toole. He's a great underhand cutter. He's won the world title in Sydney show on about 6 occasions, I think. There's Brent Rees, which is very close to Lawrence. He's cut second to him in that event on quite a few occasions. And there's a young guy from Victoria, Braden Meyer, and he's probably one of our best juniors coming through Australia and shows a lot of promise. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes over here today.
And we start with the stock saw, where competitors begin with both hands on the log, and when the signal's given, they must make 2 identical cuts through the log. And of course, the straighter you cut, the quicker you go.
Light up those machines. Hands on the wood. Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set. Okay, so it's Adam Lowe, the big man who's come from overseas, just like the Australians, although he's from the South Island, which is Hokitika. He's on lane number 1, but William McDonald on lane number 2 will be looking to make a good cut, as he has a little bit of a hang-up as he comes up on the upper reaches, but it's Adam Lowe. First through. Sawyers, hands on the wood. Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set. Now Kyle Lemon on lane 4, watch him, he is the stock sawyer in the New Zealand team, so he should be expecting a good time, but Jack Tuhinger looks like he's keeping him pace, blow for blow. Marginal cut through there, Kyle Lemon looking quite quick. So he is. Sawyers, hands on the wood. Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set. So a nice cleat pick up off the ground by both Lawrence O'Toole and Dion Lane. Let's go to see how the first biscuit goes down to Lawrence O'Toole. Dion Lane not far behind, but it looks like it's going to be a clean cut as he comes back up. And Lawrence O'Toole quickest out of the blocks there in this heat of the Stihl stock saw, looking pretty clean as we go through. The time to beat was a 12.53. Competitors ready. Get set. And both with a very clean pick-up off the deck too. Jason Wynyard cutting very well, but see who's going to get the first biscuit down. There's nothing between them as they start on the upcut with those Stihl MS 660s. What a great performance. I'll tell you what, you'd be very close to pick that. I hope the timers are on their game today.
So Brad DeLosa showing his world class in leading after heat 1, 12.10 seconds. Jason Wynyard not too far behind, and another Australian, Lawrence O'Toole, in third after the first heat.
Yeah, very tight race, you know, so there's top field of competitors here, so it's not going to be much between all the times today, so yeah, certainly great to get on top early.
One of the more traditional events is the underhand chop, where the competitor stands on a 13 diameter inch log, and of course he must cut through one side before turning around and finishing on the other side, and the time ends when it's cut through.
Axemen, stand to your blocks, and we'll leave you in the hands of the starter.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So both axemen make that first clean blow. Jack Jordan closest to the bank side in lane number 1. David McDonald in number 2. Both making the turn quickly as they open up the back scarf of the block. Looking to beat 18.44 in this heat. Both axemen a very good quick cut there too from Jack Jordan. The man from Stratford looking on form. David McDonald not far behind. Axemen, stand to your blocks.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Now here's a very good matchup for you, ladies and gentlemen, with Brad DeLosa from Australia up against Kyle Lemon from Rotorua, New Zealand. Both in their respective teams. Very quick changeover coming for the reverse side. A little bit of a hang up there for Brad DeLosa, but he's making up for it now. Look at the speed of Kyle Lemon making those blows. Is he going to get there? Yes. Oh, gee, you're going to have to be good to tell the difference there. Very good run through. Specialty is the standing, but he's no slug at the underhand as well. So we're expecting a very good matchup here. Lots and lots of power. Axemen, stand to your blocks and wait for the starter.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So it's 17.25 to beat as the big heavy hitters from the New Zealand team get up on the stage and make that first scarf. Adam Lowe, very big heavy hits Jason Wynyard first on the turn, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go as Adam Lowe makes his turn now. The big man making the chop, but I tell you what, Jason Wynyard looking good. A little bit of a hang up there, might slow him down, give a chance for Adam Lowe to catch up, and he has too. There you go, it doesn't mean first on the turn, means first through the block. Adam Lowe looking very quick through there. As we come to the last heat in the Western ITM underhand competition. The time set by Jason Wynyard, Adam Lowe aren't going to threaten Kyle Lemon, 17.25. So it's really clear to these two competitors what they need to do to take the top spot in this first day of competition. Axemen, stand to your blocks.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So here we go in the last heat in the Western ITM underhand shot. Shane Jordan in the black against Lawrence O'Toole in the colours of Australia. Both turn it around about the same time. Slight hang up there for Lawrence O'Toole, but Shane Jordan making good gains on the side. And I'll tell you what, you're going to have to be close to pick that one as well.
World-class axemanship on display here at the Stihl Timber Champs at Kumeu. And if we look at the results so far, yes, it's Kyle Lemon from Rotorua leading after Heat 1, Australians DeLosa and O'Toole second and third, and the Jordan brothers taking out the other spots so far. Well, I'm here with New Zealand captain Shane Jordan, who's going to tell us about a very impressive piece of hardware. I'll just move out of the way of it, actually. She's looking a mite sharp. Tell us about this.
This is a tuatara axe. It's actually 8 inches wide by 8 inches long. Hardened steel, and that's what we use to chop wood.
What makes a good axe?
The steel's pretty much everything, and then how it's ground, the handle you fit, how you set it up to cut, and how you use it.
Well, it's time now for Jason Wynyard's favourite event, the single saw, where competitors must make one cut through 16 inches of poplar, and of course you win when the block hits the floor.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So it's Hayden Rasmussen in lane 4, closest to the tent side of the big stage. David McDonald in lane 3, and he's got a fair bit of speed up on that cut as well. As I said, it's going to get faster as it goes on through, but I tell you what, David McDonald had slight edge there on Hayden Rasmussen. Okay, 11.48 is a quick time posted by David McDonald, but you got the big guns here, and New Zealand, Australia head-to-head. Current world champion Brad DeLosa in the colours of Australia. Lane number 1 on the bankside, he's up against Adam Lowe, the anchor man for the New Zealand team. He's in lane 2 in the New Zealand colours. Sawyers, stand to your blocks.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so it's 11.48 to beat. If it can be done, it could be done by these two. Adam Lowe really getting some smooth cutting. Brad DeLosa a little bit slower, but a big chips coming out on these special saws. And I tell you what, that's getting quick, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? This is going to be the fastest time today in the GT Radial single saw. Lawrence O'Toole up against Jason Wynyard. Stand to your blocks.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So here they go, ladies and gentlemen. It's Lawrence O'Toole up against Jason Wynyard. It's an Australia-New Zealand head-to-head, as it always should be. Jason Wynyard has always been one of the fastest in the world, held many championships. Has he got to do it? I tell you what, he looks like he's on form today as Lawrence just gets a hang up towards the end. Makes those final blows. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Lawrence O'Toole, Jason Wynyard.
Well, as you can see, you have to be so accurate with these saws, because if they get stuck, it can really ruin your race. And you can see why Jason Wynyard likes this event. Look at that time, 10.88 to take out the first heat.
Yeah, I've been struggling all day looking for a win, so nice to come out on top with that one, but still a couple of things I could have probably done a bit different, and hopefully we'll be able to work on that tomorrow. But no, nice to pull a good time and have a good cut.
Yeah, just a couple of little hang-ups there towards the end, but yeah, all in all, it was pretty good. I think I finished in 3rd position, so I'm pretty happy with that.
One of the crowd favourites is the springboard chop, where the competitors must climb a 9-foot pole using 2 springboards to cut down a block using their forehand and backhand. And for Mick Honeck, one of the true legends of New Zealand wood chopping, this is his specialist event. He also proves that it's not just one for the younger men.
Springboard looks like it's sitting at a good angle as well as they make the second. Mokonik first to get the second board in. Looks like a good angle. Once he puts the weight on it, we get a better idea of how it's holding. So he addresses the front scarf of his block. We'll hit that drop block, but it's Mokonik all the way so far, opening up that front scarf very well. He's got to beat a 1:11.43. Resting up a bit of ground now on that front scarf. Trying to leave as little work to do in the reverse cut as possible. And Mokonik turns around, takes on the backhand. He gets to the turn. I can see a little bit of movement coming in that top block though from Mokonik. There she goes.
Well, Mick, you showed plenty of experience up there. Showed them how it's done.
Yeah, just trying to keep the young guys honest. Used to be a former New Zealand champion at this. But coming up 58, so getting a bit old in the tooth. But all good.
You seem to be able to get up those boards pretty well, though.
Yeah, lucky there's not another couple on top of that. But they're really pleased to be here and participate. Got a son here too, so really good.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So here we go off. Heat number 3 in the springboard. It's David McDonald up against Kyle Lemon. Kyle Lemon with the white trousers on. First up on the first springboard, checking the balance. You can see him just bounce up and down a little bit there. Little bit of drop in it though, so he's going to have to concentrate on keeping his footing well. So David McDonald gets his first board and makes the first ascent up the tree. Kyle Lemon looking for a much better board on the second one, so he can actually really concentrate now on hitting that block. He's a very good axeman, a member of the New Zealand team. The Rotorua policeman first up to address the block. David McDonald just making his hole there, ready to put the toe of the second board in. He's concentrating hard, making sure it's right, but it's Kyle Lemon all the way here. He's got to beat a 140.35, already set by Hayden Rasmussen. But he'll be concentrating hard on making the most of every blow he takes. You don't want to be putting in an extra one if you don't need to. It's all about efficiency. Second board goes in for David McDonald as he steps up, takes the weight. Axe comes out. Kyle Lemon now going on to the reverse scarf. As you can see, an awkward way to hold the axe. And it is always a very telling moment because you're getting tired by this point and it's a very unnatural. But I tell you what, that looked pretty good from Kyle Lemon. He stands there, takes a breath, surveys the grounds, drops his axe down. David McDonald finishes out. David on the first scarf. Ladies and gentlemen, you can make as much noise as you like. It's not golf. Let's give David some encouragement to get through that top block as he goes through, as he addresses that open scarf now. Concentrating hard, keeping his footing. The trees moving around underneath him. David comes through, he's onto the other side of the block. Oh, it's getting close. Just about. David McDonald, ladies and gentlemen, it's just about there. There she goes. Fantastic work, David. And I tell you what, Kyle Lemon on the other tree looking very, very good.
Kyle Lemon, the Rotorua policeman, showing it's how it's done. Even on the backhand there, one of the more difficult cuts the axemen have to do. And after day one, it is Lemon leading the springboard. Hayden Rasmussen second, followed by Nathan McDonald and David McDonald.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's not an event we have very often in New Zealand. I only cut this once a year and it's here, so reasonably happy with it, to be honest.
Time for some real power now with the modified saws, where the competitors with a running start to their saws would normally make 3 cuts, but today they're in a bit of a hurry, so they're only going to do 2.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
Getting closer in raw time was Gil Lane and Peter Isles there, but I tell you what, 5.91 unofficial.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
So both coming about neck and neck in that heat. A little bit of a miscut there for Mook when he started into that block, but
Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
well, in the heat of competition, it's very easy to make a mistake. You probably saw it there from one of the best exponents in the sport, but Shane Jordan be pretty happy. Nice clean cut through, unofficial, 6:05. Hands on the wood.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
So here they go. This is going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. See who's got the quickest time. I'll tell you what, Dion Lane cutting well there. Might have just got a slight edge over Lawrence O'Toole in that match race. Unofficial time, 5:69. Still probably a bit short, but we need to check with the timekeepers.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
Here it goes. Last chance, ladies and gentlemen. How fast is this going to be? And it's almost over as quick as you say go, but I tell you what, the unofficial time might not be there. It might be Jesse Whitehead's big day today to take this position in the modified saws competition. We'll wait for the final times, final views from the judges.
There you have it, the power of those Stihls MS 880s on full display there today. And also on display was some very good work with those saws, and it was Waiuku's Jesse Whitehead leading after Heat 1. Dion Lane in second, Jason Wynyard there in third, and of course Lawrence O'Toole and Hayden Rasmussen rounding out the top 5. So Jesse, fastest time of the day, how was that?
Yeah, pretty good. Had a bit of a mishap in the first one, didn't quite hear the starter. He had gone a bit early, so I got a bit of a second life really. So ended up with a quick time.
Well, I'm here with Jim Bibby, the General Manager of Stihl New Zealand. And Jim, what do you think of the event so far?
Well, what do you think, Bevan? I think it's a fantastic event. I think a lot of credit's got to go to the Kumeu AMP Society. Every year they put on a great show. And the Auckland Axemen Club, I mean, they're just fantastic people. It's a really small club, only 30-odd members, but all the volunteers that they call in to help when it's their big show day, it's just absolutely fantastic. Having the Australians here for a trans-Tasman little bit of competition adds a lot of spice to it as well. So from a Stihl perspective, we're really pleased with the weekend.
If it's one event that shows the true power of these men, it's the standing chop, where they must cut through a 12-inch diameter log and of course cut from both sides, and when it's severed completely, you're done.
Axemen, stand to your blocks.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So it's an Australia-New Zealand head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen, with Braden Meyer in the colours of Australia, taking him on William McDonald in the black of New Zealand. Both hitting well, they turn exactly at the same time. Almost going blow to blow in the second, but I tell you what, he's found a nice piece of wood there as Braden Meyer. She just topbles off that piece of poplar. William McDonald must be looking over. He probably heard it hit the deck and has just put him off his stride a little bit, but here he comes through to finish off. And one more and she's gone for William McDonald. Did I tell you what, that was a scorcher by Braden Meyer.
Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the time to beat is 16.11, set by Braden Meyer from Australia. And here come some of the heavy hitters. Hayden Rasmussen first on the turn, moment before Brent Rees, but it's not much between it. So it's going to be down to how many blows were taken out of the front face to make it easier on the final. And I tell you what, I can see it rocking, and I can see Hayden Rasmussen was going to do that. He'll be pleased with that. But time through, stand to your blocks.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
And here they go, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting into the business end of this competition now, although the time that's already been set by Braden Meyer is pretty special. That's a really quick turn by Adam Lowe. He's hang up a little bit. He won't be very happy about that, but the chips are very, very big from where we're standing. Nathan McDonald, he's on the turn as well. Mash, he's gone through. Nathan McDonald finishing out now, but I tell you what, that was a good time, I think, by Adam Lowe. A little bit of a hang up, possibly cost him there.
So Adam, it was looking very impressive on the turn.
Yeah, a bit of a hang up in the back, which cost me a bit, but yeah.
What do you put that down to? Is that just one of those things that happens, or?
The wood was a bit tight on one side, and she just was grabbing onto the axe a bit much, yeah.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
And it's Shane Jordan probably getting the axe into the wood, just fractionally ahead of Lawrence O'Toole. We're expecting to see some very good performance here. It's Shane Jordan first on the turn, but Lawrence O'Toole not far behind. Probably about the difference between when they hit the first blow into the wood. Looking good now, Shane Jordan really putting in the effort, but it looks like it's going to be Lawrence O'Toole who takes out that match race.
Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, he said it was going to be Battle Royale, so here it goes. It's Wynyard against Delosa. This could be the world champion that you'd be watching here, but you're right here at the Kumeu Showgrounds as both turn round about the same time on a split, under 10 seconds. It's going to go good. The big hit's coming from Wynyard. Delosa looking very good too. It's going to move. It's Brad Delosa. It's Brad Delosa. He's got it. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big hand.
The skill and power of the Aussie Axemen on display there in the standing chop. Braden Meyer, very impressive, as well as world champion Brad Delosa. Kiwi Adam Lowe, the man they call Bam Bam, in second place so far. Wynyard and O'Toole rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Better start than this morning, so yeah, I'm wrapped.
What was the secret to it?
Just hit it hard and just try and get off as quick as you can, yeah.
Time now for something incredibly hard and powerful, the hot saw. These custom-built chainsaws are going to cut through 16 inches of poplar, 3 cuts, and you get one chance to start them.
Competitors ready. Get set.
They are a really big handful, ladies and gentlemen. That's lifting 30 kilos up off the ground and making 3 cuts. Give them a hand. Gil Lane, ladies and gentlemen.
Get set.
It looks like 3 clean cuts here for Gene Davey, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a hand.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
Give them a yell, ladies and gentlemen. It's over in a flash.
Well, you can see why they call them a hot saw. They could also call them a hot rod. Look at the power of these saws going through that timber there. And to the results, and it was the veteran Dion Lane, 5.76 seconds, very impressive there. Gene Davey in second. Jason Wynyard disqualified, and of course come day 2, he'll want to do a lot better than that.
This is a saw that I designed and built about 6 years ago, and had major help from Torx Engineering in Henderson. They done all the CNC work and helped me put all the parts together. Basically, we started out with a snowmobile engine, and it was a twin-cylinder engine. We took one cylinder off it and cut the crankshaft in half because our rules are that it must be a single-cylinder engine. So we started out with that base engine and pretty much fabricated everything else apart from the cylinder. So everything's been custom built and turned out to be a great machine.
Day 2 of the 2014 Stihl International Timber Champs here at Kumeu. And Phil, before we look to today, let's have a quick chat about yesterday, because we said it was going to be exciting, and it most certainly was.
Yeah, Bevan, it certainly was exciting. We had the international guys that had come out to make this event what it is. The seedings look good. They work very, very well, but we had a couple of surprises through there. Braden Meyer looking very good in that standing chop. And Jesse Whitehead in the modified saws, just giving them a little bit of a feel of what it's like to have some of the club guys come in and show them what they can do.
You mentioned Mr. Meyer in the standing chop. It looked like that log exploded.
Yeah, I guess that's what the guys sometimes refer to as a butter block. It's the one that everyone wants to get, and it really surprised not only everyone watching, but I think it also surprised Braden and even the commentator, I can say.
It wasn't just the stars of the sport either, was it? It was some of the club guys as well, some of the old veterans as well, the likes of Mick Honeck and that. They came here to perform, and they certainly did.
They did, and guys like Mick have been doing it for over 40 years. This is their game, and he really enjoyed his day. But I was talking to a couple of the club guys from the Auckland Axemen's Club, and Gene Dave, and he said, you know, they were treating this very seriously going into this. And he said that when they come up against these guys who are the top in the world, they play so much better. He says, you know, you don't go to a round of golf with Tiger Woods and bring your non-game. You bring your best game, and this is what that does when they come here.
Well, let's look to today. What are you expecting to see?
Well, I think there's a little bit of work to make up for the Grand Championship by Jason Wynyard. He managed to take through the single saw yesterday, but not overly happy with his event, but he's come from the back in the past and actually won this event. And of course, Brad DeLosa, the current champion, he won't be wanting to let anything go. He's right up there as well. So, all good stuff.
One for the crowd as well, a special event. We're going to have an international relay, a world-class relay.
Yes, we do, because last year in Stuttgart, the New Zealand team represented us, took out the World Championship. Well, they're all here today, and so they're going to take on the Australian team who are also here, and that's an absolute crowd favourite, and everyone's going to be looking forward to it. And let's just see if we can reassert New Zealand's dominance here today.
So plenty of great axemen here on display today in Kumeu, and so let's get on with it.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
Looks like we've got a cut out there for Todd Plunkett. Jesse Whitehead will check his 2 biscuits cut off that 16-inch block. Make sure they're correct.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
So Mukhonek looking the slightly quicker one in that match race up with an 11.34 unofficial before the judges have a look.
Competitors ready. Get set.
Nice clean first biscuit for both competitors. Shane Jordan in the lead a little bit there. Should be happy with it. Time on the board looks like it's good unofficially, that 10.79. We're really going to have to check, but first Charlie Simons, our judge, will go in. Make sure the cuts have been made correctly. Hands on the wood.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
A good clean cut there from both competitors. Kyle Lemon takes a look up, sees 11.30, knows it's possibly not going to be enough even when the official times are checked to beat that 10.67. Hands on the wood.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
So they've got 10.67 seconds to beat. Let's watch the stopwatch. It's going to be unofficial, but let's see how we go. They come out round about neck and neck out of the first cut, so it depends on the upcut, how well they go. And it looks like Wynyard marginally ahead again of Brad Delosa.
Well, look at those stills. MS660s getting put to good use there, and it was the Kiwi captain Shane Jordan winning this event. William McDonald in second, Gil Lane third, but yet the boy from Taranaki taking out top spot. So Shane, you take out the first event.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. Finally had a good run.
Some very quick times today compared to yesterday. What do you put that down to?
Oh, I think the wood's a little bit better, yeah, and probably had everything together. Training run yesterday and, yeah, pulled it together today.
So one for the Kiwis and one for Taranaki as well?
Oh, definitely go the Naki.
Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so Hayden Rasmussen gets the first blow in fractionally before David McDonald. He's a strong man and a little bit of a hang-up, making up for a nice fast turn there by Hayden Rasmussen, but the man from Otaki looks like he's got it all in front of him now, looking to beat that quickest time of 19.06. Let's see how they go, and I tell you what, he's been on form. And there she goes, falls apart there for David McDonald, but Hayden Rasmussen be pleased with that chop. Looked to go pretty clean, just one little mishap there just after the turn, which wasn't a clean cut.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, we should be all looking forward to this one because these are two of the best exponents in the world. As you can see, both big men got plenty of power as they make that first scarf. Jason Wynyard first on the turn, followed closely by Adam Lowe. It's going to be good here, ladies and gentlemen. They want to make up some time lost yesterday and get up the rankings. So watch the time board. It's 19.06 to beat as Jason Wynyard finishes out, stops the clock, unofficial, 17.77. Adam Lowe steps off the block just to see how it feels, and he knocks it through as well.
3, 2, 1, go.
So it's Aussie against Kiwi here. Jack Jordan, one of that dynasty of the Jordan family, all into these axe competitions down from Stratford and Taranaki. Jack first to turn, slightly ahead of Brent Rees, but there's not going to be a lot in it when you get to the end, but I tell you what, he's hitting very accurately as Jack Jordan. There's a bit of catch-up to be done by Brent Rees here, but I tell you what, it's going to be close, but it is Jack Jordan in that match race.
Ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So expect a battle royale here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as Shane takes on Lawrence O'Toole. Shane first on the turn. It's the Taranaki man ahead of the man from Australia. And I tell you what, that was cut pretty quick too. And just to let you know, Shane Jordan is the underhand chopper for the New Zealand team, showing his form then, stopping the clock unofficial at a 16.8.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, and it's going to be a quick one too. Both starting up in the underhand, hitting it first. Look at the speed of the cadence there of Kyle Lemon. But Brad Delosa got the heavy hit, got the turn on him too, which is usually not the way when you come up against Kyle. The accuracy of the hits. It's going to be good. I can see the drivers coming in. And that's Brad Delosa just takes care marginally from Kyle Lemon.
Yes, you can see Brad Delosa showing why he is the current world champion there, and he proved it once again with that result, taking up the top spot. Kyle Lemon in second place, Shane Jordan in third. Well, Brad, a time of 15.58, a world champion effort.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it was a great cut. So, yeah, some pretty stiff competition there, and Shane posted a pretty quick time of 16.3. So, yeah, it was certainly great to beat that.
And while the competitors get ready for the next event, the single saw, behind the stage, another special event taking place.
So drawing the blocks for the International Timber Race?
We get first pick? No. How about you take first pick, we take second pick, you take third pick?
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
So what do we want to do? There's only two teams here. No, we'll take these two. Yeah, that's what I was going to pick. That's what I was going to pick.
Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So we're looking for a nice clean cut going through here, but Shane Jordan already hanging up 2 or 3 times. Possibly not enough lubrication, not addressing it squarely, so he won't be happy with this. But Hayden Rasmussen going like a train here, and I tell you what, he'll be pretty pleased with that as well. Shane Jordan just cutting up now. Hasn't been his day today, Sunday, with the cross cut. He's got some pretty good coaching in there too in the form of Adam Lowe, but Hayden Rasmussen pulling out a little bit of a blinder at an unofficial 11.74.
Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's see some clean soaring. We've seen a few hang-ups with some of the guns, and already Brad DeLosa just a little bit of a slow up there, but I tell you what, David McDonald seems to be cutting cleanly now. He's getting advice from Nathan McDonald standing right above it. Oh, he did a big catch-up to Brad DeLosa though. Look at the unofficial time at a 12.02. Could have a new quickest for the day.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
And so here we go. This is the event that these big guys like. They can throw that saw through. Look at the power going in now. It's very, very close. Can't see, and a hang up for Adam Lowe. And Jason Wynyard does what he does best and get that block to hit the floor first.
Well, you can see the power of Adam Lowe slicing through that log. You have to be very accurate as well. But it was Jason Wynyard winning his favourite event, best time 10.58, Adam Lowe in second, Brad DeLosa, the Aussie, in third. Well, Jason, fastest time yesterday and fastest time again today.
Yeah, no, it feels good. It's probably my strongest event, so a bit of pressure going up against Adam, and I think we both felt it on stage here, so it was nice to be able to pull a quicker time.
Time is ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So each one of these axemen have to cut a notch for the toe of the springboard to come in. Shane Jordan very quick putting his notch in. It looks like it's holding pretty well. There's a bit of movement in the tree, but he's in putting his second notch in now. Brent Reese now with the first springboard on. Looks like it's supporting his boat very, very well. See how much movement there is in that tree as he sticks in the second notch. But at the moment, Shane Jordan leading the way, getting his second board in. Releases the axe so he can get it and address that 11-inch block of poplar sitting up on top. Looks like he's cutting clean too. He's a very good axeman as Shane Jordan. He is the captain of the New Zealand team, but to take nothing away from Brent Reese as he gets that final notch in, he needs to make sure it's absolutely correct. Can't have that board heading down because as you can see, they need to concentrate on cutting the wood rather than concentrating on the balance. Yeah, feeder position. Shane Jordan already going through for the reverse cut, and as you can see, if this looks like it's a bit awkward, this is very, very hard. That's why they take most of the wood out at the front and just leave the drivers to the rear. And I tell you what, Shane Jordan looking pretty good in there. We'll have to check the times. I'll tell you what, I think he'll be pretty pleased. It went pretty smoothly despite the amount of flex in the tree, but now it's Brent Reese making the final address on that block of poplar sitting up on top of the tree, making his front scarf, leaving as little chance as he can when he comes to the drivers coming in from the back. As you can see, there's a bit of movement up there, so there's a lot to actually concentrating on where you make the cuts. Carefully turns round to make the back scarf. You see it moving already. Hope he hasn't left himself too much work to do here. Releases the axe, just snagging slightly as he makes these final drives. You can see it moving, we can see the split coming down, and there she goes.
Well, there you have it, Shane Jordan from Stratford there, cutting into that log, and he did a very, very good time as well. 1 minute .76. That was quick enough to take out this event ahead of the Australians O'Toole and DeLosa. So Shane, the springboard, you took that one out as well?
Yeah, I was pretty lucky. I thought I was going to get beaten for a while there, but nah, come away with a win.
So does that make you Stratford's most successful pole dancer?
Oh, definitely.
What's the trick to being good at that?
Training, and you got to have pretty good balance up the top there. You got to be, pretty good at heights, and you go hard when you have to.
Sawyers, hands on the wood.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that's the first heat up, we need to check the biscuits, make sure they're completely cut through, but we had an unofficial 4.66 showing up on the board, which is very quick time to start with.
Competitors ready. Get set.
Oh, that was about neck and neck between these two top performers. Jason Wynyard, Lawrence O'Toole, ladies and gentlemen. It was New Zealand against Australia, and we're right up at the top of the food chain as far as this competition this weekend goes. Sawyers, hands on the wood.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
Oh, there we have the finish. They were the fastest yesterday. Jesse Whitehead will be a bit annoyed there. He just got a slight hang-up.
Yes, all the competitors finding day two a bit tough in the modified saw. And Jesse Whitehead's time from day one not beaten, so he takes out the modified chainsaw. Wynyard and Jordan second and third. And time now for the standing chop.
Nathan McDonald on lane one. Shane Jordan in lane two. Axemen, stand to your blocks.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
So here goes the time, and they hit it almost simultaneously. Shane Jordan, captain of the New Zealand team, up against Nathan McDonald, who's had a reasonable run at Kumeu too, but it's Shane Jordan first on the turn as he makes the second scarf. Still waiting, Nathan McDonald just turning now. Stays inside his runs on the first hit, but the driver's going in from Shane Jordan. He turns, looks at the unofficial at 16.40. Knows that he had a good cut there. That poplar just cutting beautifully. Nathan McDonald just finishing out. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Done now by Jason Wynyard, Brad DeLosa. Racing axes set up, lubricated, ready for the go. As they both come up and address their blocks. 300 millimetres each on the standing. Axemen, stand to your blocks.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
And it's going to be all on here in this heat as DeLosa and Wynyard take care of the first scarf. The hits are big, and it's Brad DeLosa first on the turn. Jason Wynyard having to make some time up. Probably that sixer side has been cut down here. They've actually gone early. And I tell you what, here comes the hits now. Brad DeLosa really putting the energy in. He's going to get Wynyard a little bit. And there she goes. It's Australia, New Zealand in the finishing order in that particular heat. Brad DeLosa very quick on the turn. Made very short work on that first scarf. Adam Lowe in the black. He's on number 3 towards the centre of the stage. Braden Meyer in the green and gold of Australia in lane 4. Axemen, stand to your blocks.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
And here come the heavy hitters. They were the quickest yesterday. They are the big boys in the sport. Very accurate hits being made there by both competitors. It's Braden Meyer first on the turn, but Adam Lowe not far behind. Adam Lowe just hung up a little bit there. It's going to slow him down. He'll know that too, so he's going to have to really hit the thing hard now, and he takes it through from the top, and off she goes. Great sport it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Adam Lowe up against Braden Meyer.
Well, there you see the power of Jason Wynyard just showing his skill here at the standing chop. But he wasn't the best on the day as we look at the results now, and it was the Kiwi skipper Shane Jordan leading the way once again. Geez, he's having a good event, taking out the top spot. Meyer second, DeLosa third, Lowe and Wynyard 4th and 5th respectively. And now it's time for the power of the hot saws once more.
Yeah, no, he's been there, done that. He's been around a fair bit. I followed him when I was younger, when he started sawing and that, and then we both sort of got into the wood chopping and moved on and took us around the world, seen a fair bit of the world. It's been good.
Is that kind of how it works? You know, fathers are into it and sons just sort of see dad doing it and fall in love with the sport and the family atmosphere that it creates?
Yeah, well, my uncle actually was in it first, and my dad that got my dad into it, and then I followed and watched and then started doing it myself a few years ago.
How much did you have to teach him?
Well, actually, he was the one that taught me all. we used to train together, and I used to train really hard, then go to a show, and then Dion hardly done any training, and he just waste me. So I'd go back and I'd train hard and hard again. I'd just about catch him, and then he'd leave me behind again. So, yeah, I done the training, Dion done the chopping.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
Oh, it's the fast and the furious, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? That's how it's done. 3 cuts. Try doing that at home. In fact, I'd probably prefer if you didn't try that at home. I think this is really specialist stuff.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Jason Wynyard sticks his hand in there. He knows that was a good run. That saw has been on good form.
Well, in a former life, that motor did come from a snowmobile, but it makes a pretty mean chainsaw as well. Jason Wynyard there slicing through and taking out the prize. He was DQ'd on day 1, but day 2, 4.83. That was good enough to win it. Dion Lane in second, Gene Davey taking out third prize. And Wynyard certainly needed to win the hot saw to take out the overall title. 34 points there. Shane Jordan in second. Look down below there in 8th place, Jack Jordan. That's his younger brother, 16 years of age. And there were certainly some great prizes being dished out.
In second place, winning a Stihl MS362 60cc full professional Stihl chainsaw valued at $18.95. 32 points, Shane Jordan. So here we are, the ultimate prize for this event, and it's been a fantastic event too, but we can only have one winner. He scored out at 34 points over the whole event, and he wins the Stihl MS660 valued at $2,495. Jason Wynyard.
Well, Jason, congratulations, overall champion.
Thanks very much. It was I ploughed myself a bit of a hard road here, but very proud to win the local competition. This is one that takes pride of place for me, and I was just rapt to win it. It was really stiff competition. The guys are chopping really well, and I really had to knuckle down and pull myself through on some of the soaring events to sort of keep myself in a position to take the overall. But no, it was an awesome challenge from the other guys.
So there you have it, Jason Wynyard taking out the 2014 Stihl International Timber Champs here at Kumeu. Phil, a great event. Oh,
it was just a great event. It promised so much and it delivered everything that we expected it to do. For everyone that watched it live, came along, or going to watch it on TV, this is the axemen's competition at its very best.
The depth of New Zealand axemen as well. I mean, Jason taking it out, of course, but so many other great axemen competing.
Oh, yes, and you can see the guys that are the stalwarts of the club scene in New Zealand and also in Australia came along here, and some of them gave us some big surprises, coming well up the rankings, far more than they thought they would, because, of course, you bring your A game when you're playing to a competition that's this good.
Well, thanks for joining us, and we leave you with something very special. It was the relay between Australia and the world champion New Zealand team. So have a look at this. It's absolutely brilliant. Thanks for watching.
So 4 disciplines coming your way. Starts with the stock saw, goes to the underhand, then the single saw, then the standing. This is the big time, ladies and gentlemen. This is international competition. We can hear they've warmed up those Stihl MS660s, ready to go, because that's the starting event. Just keeping my eyes on Dion Lane so I know when we're ready to start. Okay, we're getting ready for the off now. In the international, it's New Zealand against Australia. Hands on the wood.
Timers ready. Competitors ready. Get set.
So just the one cut to be made. Shane Jordan up against Lawrence O'Toole. Let's see how they come out of the wood, and the underhand choppers are away. Kyle Lemon, who's been very quick all the way through. He's up against Peter Rees from Australia as they make the front scarf. It's going well. It's going neck for neck at the moment. Kyle Lemon fractionally ahead on the turn. The New Zealander making the way here. A little bit of a hang-up. Peter Rees making up some ground now. It's looking good. A little bit of a hang-up there also for Peter Rees. Kyle Lemon steps off the block and he's slightly behind. The Australians getting a lead. So it's up to Jason Wynyard to make up that little bit of time. Brad DeLoza getting away quickly in that single saw. This is the New Zealanders' key event. He's going to be making up the ground, but we're slightly behind. And here come the big hitters now. Braden Meyer up against Adam Bam Bam Lowe. You can see why they call him that. He's first on the turn. Braden Meyer now also on the turn for Australia, but it's the Kiwis. It's the Kiwis. It's the Kiwis. Absolutely riveting, fantastic stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big hand.